Kelly, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you guys some of my favorite healthy pantry staples. So these are just some non-perishable store-bought items that I always have on hand in my cupboard or my pantry because I use them so frequently. So let's get started. First thing that I have here is Vital Proteins grass-fed beef gelatin, unflavored. So what are some of the benefits of gelatin? Well, it's really good for your connective tissues like your joints, muscles, bones, skin. It's also really helpful for sealing off that gut lining when you have leaky gut syndrome. So some things that I use it for is I use it as a thickening and setting agent for my homemade Jell-O. Believe it or not, I use it for like my grain-free baking. I use it to make biscuits and things like that. And then I also just throw a scoop or two into our breakfast smoothies in the morning. Now another thing that I really like doing is buying these seasonings in bulk. I particularly like this Frontier brand. They have a lot of great prices on bulk organic seasoning. I just order this from Amazon, and I particularly recommend their pizza seasoning. It is so good. I mix it into my homemade pizza crust and into jarred tomato sauce to make pizza sauce. And then I also just sprinkle it on top of my pizza also before I throw it in the oven. It is so delicious. I also included salt in here because I know a lot of people really fear salt. They've been told their whole lives that it raises their blood pressure and that they need to avoid salt like the plague. And I'm here to tell you that there's a lot of misinformation out there about salt. The type of salt that you do want to be avoiding is the processed, refined, iodized table salt and the sodium that is present in all of your processed and canned foods and things like that. Now this is pink Himalayan salt. I also recommend Redmond real salt. Your body needs this type of sodium, and it also needs all of the naturally occurring minerals that are present in these unrefined salts. So you basically just want to salt your food to taste, and this salt, you'll use a lot less of it than the iodized table salt as well because it actually has a really great flavor. The thing that I have is my organic popcorn seeds, which I buy in bulk 50-pound bags. If you guys have never popped popcorn on the stove before, it is so easy. You should really give it a try. You can pop these seeds in grass-fed butter or in virgin coconut oil, and it's really not much harder than throwing a bag in the microwave, and it's much healthier and tastier. Next, I have some gluten-free oats. My girls really do love oatmeal, and to reduce the phytic acid content, I do soak the oats overnight in a little bit of yogurt or vinegar and some water, and then I cook it up in the morning. And now oats do not naturally contain gluten, but during the processing and storage there can be some cross-contamination with the wheat and gluten kernels. So I just buy the certified gluten-free oats to make sure there's no contamination because my husband is extremely gluten sensitive. I buy all of my beans in bulk. These are organic black turtle beans. I do like to buy them in the 50-pound bags and then just soak them overnight in a little bit of vinegar and water, and in the morning rinse them off and throw them on the stove for a couple hours with some water, and they soften right up. And yeah, this is just another way for me to save money and just avoid another canned processed food. I also always keep chia seeds around. These gel up really quickly when you just soak a tablespoon or so in some water. I throw them into smoothies and put them on top of fruit and things like that, and they contain a lot of healthy fats. Always keep some gluten-free pasta on hand. This is what we would consider a convenience food for just when we're, need a really quick lunch or quick dinner and don't have anything prepped. The gluten-free pasta would be kind of our go-to. We do try to use it Costco here in the 2-pound box. I do really like the ingredients, but it does have some brown rice flour in it, and we do use grains pretty sparingly in our house, so yeah, we just kind of keep the pasta to a minimum, but the rest of the ingredients I do really like. Organic chickpea flour, tapioca starch, organic pea protein, so I do really like these for just, the occasional quick meal with some organic jarred sauce or some homemade tomato sauce that I freeze every summer. Now, next is organic virgin coconut oil that I use for everything. I just get the Kirkland brand from Costco. And this is organic apple cider vinegar. It doesn't matter what brand you get, but just make sure that you are specifically looking for raw and unfiltered. Sometimes it'll say, like this bottle does, that it has the mother in it. That will be like some floaty bits and some cloudiness that you see on the bottom. Don't freak out, that is normal and that is healthy for you. And then I just always buy this Costco brand, the Kirkland extra virgin olive oil. I do like this, and yeah, it's just another non-inflammatory oil to have on hand. I do not cook with that oil because it does not stand up to high heat, but just, you know, to drizzle on salads for dressing and things like that. Know that you guys have heard me talk about coconut aminos and coconut vinegar in my previous videos because I love them, you guys. This is the plain coconut aminos. These are soy sauce alternatives. I am going to be discussing why we are a soy-free family in one of my upcoming videos about hormone balance. So make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. So we use this to flavor a lot of different things, from stir fries to salads, steamed vegetables, all sorts of things. Ground beef, tacos, anything. This is the plain coconut aminos. This is a garlic flavored. I really love the taste of garlic. And then this is a teriyaki flavor that we do use more sparingly because it is higher in sugar content. It's naturally occurring unrefined coconut sugar, but we still try to keep our sugars to a minimum. So that one I just don't use quite as often. And then coconut vinegar, I just absolutely love the taste on salads and on meat and steamed vegetables. And I am allergic to apple cider vinegar as well, so I don't tolerate that. Always keep sprouted seeds on hand. We do eat our seeds and nuts most of the time either sprouted or soaked because it reduces the phytic acid content, and phytic acid does impair digestibility. So we really love this brand, the Go Raw. It is so tasty, and we love to top it on fruit and salads and things like that. It's just something we always have on hand. I know you guys have seen me put hemp hearts on some of my recipes in my previous videos because I just love them so much. They're nutty tasting and they're loaded with healthy fats. Butter is something else we like to have around. I am allergic to almond butter, any almond butter that I've tried. My husband can only tolerate small amounts of it here and there, but I do like to keep it on hand because I make a lot of baked goods for the girls, like gluten-free and paleo things. With the almond butter in it, and they do really enjoy that. Me and my husband prefer and tolerate much better the cashew butter. We do not do peanut butter for various reasons around here. The cashew butter we don't always have on hand because it is kind of pricey. It's definitely one of the more pricey nut butters. So when you guys are looking for nut butters to purchase, just make sure that you're getting something raw without any sweeteners inside of it, and also preferably no added oils like sunflower or safflower oil because that's going to be your inflammatory oils. I shop for tomato sauce. I always look at the ingredients because you have to be careful. A lot of store-bought tomato sauces will come with added sugar, which again we avoid. And this brand is from my health food store and it does not have any added sugar, so I do tend to purchase that most often. We also love salsa as a condiment and a topping around here. We do not do ketchup in our household because they all have sugar or high fructose corn syrup in them. And we really love the taste of salsa, and we just put it on tacos and as a, ketchup substitute on burgers and things like that. Not have to be October in our household to enjoy something pumpkin flavored. We have something pumpkin flavored all the time, so I usually like to keep some organic pumpkin on hand. Now mustard, all four of us really love mustard. When I shop for mustard, I just, again, look at the ingredients because a lot of brands of mustard will put sugar in their ingredients, but I have also found several stores that do not, or several brands that do not. Organic cocoa powder for baking, so delicious. Unsweetened coconut flakes. We always keep these around so that I can make my homemade coconut milk. We are a dairy-free family. My girls have a little bit of butter and cheese, but me and my husband are completely dairy-free. I do not particularly care for store-bought coconut milk. For one thing, it's definitely pricier than making it myself at home, and also the ingredients, I don't care for them. They usually have added thickeners like xanthan gum, and it's just super simple to make at home. It's not even a big deal. This is an example of some nuts that we keep in the house. When you're looking for nuts, make sure that you get nuts that are either raw or dry roasted, meaning they're not roasted with any inflammatory oils on them. We do really like pistachios around here, almonds, cashews, pecans, walnuts, and I use them for baking and then just for snacking on plain. Alright, so arrowroot powder and tapioca flour. They look exactly the same. They're very similar products. I didn't get both of them out. This one here is tapioca flour. The arrowroot powder I use as a gluten-free thickener in my gravies. And then tapioca flour I actually use quite frequently for grain-free baking. These are some other grain-free baking staples, coconut flour and almond flour. And then this is one example of a natural sweetener that we keep in the house. This is unrefined organic coconut sugar. As you can see, it has a nice brown flavor, or nice brown color. And some other natural sweeteners we keep in the house are raw local honey, raw grade B maple syrup, and also some liquid stevia drops. Certainly not least, you guys, nutritional yeast. This is one of my favorites. This has just a unique flavor all of its own. It's sort of nutty tasting. One of our favorite things to do with it is to put it on stove-popped popcorn. We are seriously ruined on plain popcorn. We do not like plain popcorn anymore. Once we had it with nutritional yeast on it, that's the only way that we want it now. I also put it on meats and salads and vegetables and things like that. And I have to be really careful with it because I do just tend to want to eat it by the spoonful out of the jar. I really love it. The most important thing that you want to look for when you're shopping for nutritional yeast, I get this either on Amazon or at my local health food store, is you want to buy it unfortified, or I also see it say non-fortified. So when a food is fortified, either nutritional yeast or a refined flour or a synthetic vitamin, what that means is that it's going to have man-made synthetic vitamins added into it, which you do not want because they are toxic to the liver. They're difficult for the liver to process. They're also really difficult for your body to absorb and to even utilize any of those vitamins. And they can also be dangerous in the sense that, particularly with folic acid, the synthetic folic acid will block the naturally occurring form, which is folate, from even entering the cell, which can be even more particularly dangerous for people with the MTHFR genetic mutation, which is actually pretty common. Most people don't even know that they have it unless they get tested with a genetic test like 23andMe. So just to be on the safe side, do not get any fortified products. That's it, you guys. If you liked what you saw, make sure you subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks.